Hi, this is Charlie giving you Friday's live trading. I hope you're very well. And it is just coming up to 8 a.m. and there's not been not a lot of great price action here this morning so far. It's only 8 o'clock, but I'm looking at one market, not cable here. This is the pound dollar, but I'm looking at one market that basically based on the daily charts and looking to see if I can intraday trade it. So I'm looking at something I've been seeing on the daily charts to then intraday trade it. So I'll come back to you in a short while and we'll see if I can get a trade off on that. Right, okay, so what I've decided to do, I was looking for a pullback on this dollar CAD. If I don't get this pullback, I was going to put 4 units in if I get the pullback down to the lower bands roughly here. Now, if it just starts breaking out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a single unit in, just buy it with one lot, and then just see if I can then on a subsequent pullback get some more entries in. So if we can pull back here now, then I'll put the full or say the full, but I'll put 4 units in. If we break out, I'll put 1 unit in, and then if it then pulls back, I'll then add to it, but I'll only put 2 more into it because I'm going to have to put a wider stop in if I go in up here. So the reason for the dollar CAD trade this morning is really based on the daily charts, and so I'm literally going to be the intradays okay, but then they don't have everything lined up the way I would normally want them. So so it's really based on the much bigger time frame, the dailies, and what I see is a potential for today. But obviously, it could take all day to get to do that. But I want to be on the long side of dollar CAD. If I'm completely wrong, then it will roll all the way over and I'll get stopped out. So we shall see. I'll press pause for now. I thought it was about to go, but it seems to still be pondering. It is coming down now. Okay, so we're getting closer to my entry that I wanted on the pullback. So let's see if it's going to get there. And just when I thought I might get an entry, I'm going to put 1 in here actually at 22, 23 I've just got. Right, I've just not the best of entries, but I've just gone along with 1. I was just spotting something on my charts off screen. We'd just come down to the 15-minute 50 MA and just touched that. So I've gone along with 1 unit so far, and I think I got in at 23. So when I was looking at it, it was sitting about 22. So anyway, my stop's going to be down at, I'm going to put it down at 139. But I want to get those other units in yet. There's other entries in. So hopefully it does pull back. I'm looking for around about 15 really, but I've put that one in just in case. Just in case. It's like a bit of a throwaway there. So, but I'll still get the other units in if we come down to 15. So I'll press pause for the second. Okay, just back and looking to get these extra units in on dollar CAD. It's come down to my lower bands. I'm going to put a second unit in right here, just as it's hitting that band. I've got the 8 a.m. pivot just below as well, so I will put that final unit or 2 in if we can get down to there, and then I've got 4 units in on this dollar CAD, and then we'll just see. Like I said, this is all based. It's not based on the intradays here this morning particularly. I'm just using in it this little bit of price movement moving up and then doing a pullback to get on the long side, and hopefully it can gain some traction based on what I'm seeing on the daily charts. But it could take a long time to play out today, even if I'm right on this one. So I've got the second unit in there, which I just got in at, what level was that? Just have a look off screen, 17.9, and we've got the 8 a.m. pivot just below, but it warranted putting the second unit in just in case it didn't hit. So I shall press pause for now, and we'll see if we can get those final units in. Okay, so the dollar CAD's come down to that pivot now that I was looking at, so I'm going to get these extra 2 units in, so 1 and 2. So I've now got my full 4 units in. The only thing is it's come up, it's done like a double top up here, and then it's backing off, so it's always potential that it just wants to roll over now. But like I said, I've been saying I've been wanting to be long this based on the daily charts, and so I'm just going to see if it can work out. When you're taking a trade based on much higher time frames like that, the risk is that this thing could come down today and then still be going back up again on Monday or something like that. So, but in the meantime, I still get stopped. Anyway, so I've got the full 4 units in. I'm just going to get my stops in place and I'll press pause. Recording. Okay, so I was just talking to the guys in the room here. It's 9 o'clock now, just after, and we've backed off. We came down to around about 10, 11, and we're putting in a bounce now. So I can move those stops up now. So that's quite good. So let's bring up the deal tickets and move these stops. So let's just bring them across, and well, I'll bring one of them across, and you can see me doing it. So I'll bring the stops up now to. So I'm mitigating risk by moving this stop up. If it comes down and comes lower again, then it would just be a pain in the neck if it comes down lower and then goes up again. So I think I'll move the stop down to or up to 09. Okay, so across the board on all these units, so I'll bring it up to 09. The nice thing with that is if it does come down and stop me out, it means that I'm still in a nice position to trade again today. Because the risk with taking a trade based on the daily charts is I could get stopped out based on intraday noise, and then it still comes up again later today. So the nice thing with being able to move my stop up to here now is that if it does come down and stop me out, then I've still got plenty of opportunity to let's bring up the other ones while I'm talking. I would still have had an opportunity to trade again, but it just means that it's nicer. If I'd have traded again, I would have probably just traded at 2 lots next time, whereas now, because the stop's up so much more, I could potentially trade at 4 lots again. So oh, sorry, I've just been distracted there by a text message from my PC guy, and I just realised I'm doing a recording here. Right, okay, so the stops are up. My first target is up, and the guys in the trading room know it's at 44 is the first target, where I would take half profits off if it was to climb up there. And what it's basically been doing is reacting to the hourly 21 moving averages. So go out to an hourly chart. There you go. You can see it's the blue line there. It's been reacting to that this past while. So I knew that was the potential when I was taking these trades. But so that's the first target. If it can get up to 44, and then it's other targets are above. But for now, it's only early. We shall see what happens with this. But the stops are up now, so it's a smaller risk now, and on the trade, so to speak. If it stops out, then I'll just reassess it, wait, and probably stalk it for the day, because it does have that potential to come back up again yet. So we shall see. I'll press pause for now. Okay, just back, and by moving my stop up, I've got nicked out. So I'll just take a screenshot of the entries there. So I have got nicked out. So I'm down £198 so far. This morning, but like I said, I'm still relatively bullish on this dollar CAD. So I've really got to make up my make a decision as to when I might take make another attempt at this one. It still, to me, looks good for the upside. So I'm going to be watching this one avidly, and we'll see at some point I will be looking to get in on the long side again on this dollar CAD. So if it sets up, so I'll carry on watching this one for the time being. Okay, just back, and still watching this dollar CAD. We can see it's come down. It would have stopped me out if I'd have had my stops still at that original position, because it's come lower. And but as we can see, it's bounced back up within its range again. If I actually take us out a little bit to an hourly chart, you can see it's just chopping within its range. So in effect, nothing's changed. To me, nothing's actually changed. My overall analysis is still there for this dollar CAD to see if it's going to go up. I was just explaining to the guys in the room that the problem could be if I wait for it to break out. It's in one of those days that it's just constant. It's going to have other resistance coming down on top, and it's going to make it difficult for me to just buy it if it breaks out up here. So what I'm actually looking to do is just to put maybe 2 units in, just 2 lots. But go in here whilst it's in the chop zone. But my analysis is calling for a bigger play to the upside today, and so I'm actually going to give this another go here. I want to head off down the gym anyway, so it's just staying in the chop zone. But if I go in here and I'm going to put a stop down below the low, so it's going to be a 20 odd pip stop. and just see how it goes. So I'm certainly going to put one unit in. Actually, let's just put one lot in. So I'm just going to put one lot in because it is choppy today, and then at least I'm in with something. Now the upside potential on dollar CAD today is is if it does go, is quite high. So it doesn't matter that I'm only trading with one lot at this point. So I think I'll leave it at one lot at the moment. I'm going to put a stop down at 138.90. So I'm going to just a bit below those lows, just to allow. I know we've got 138.83 is yesterday's low, so it could want to come down to there. So I'm going to put it down here. Maybe I'll put it at 91, as it's only one lot, and just see how it gets on. I know I'm trading within a load of chop here at the moment, but I'm still looking at this, that I think this is ultimately trying to build for an upside push today. I could be completely wrong, but that's trading for you, and I've just got to give it a go. So as I've got to go out and just in case it pushes, but it's probably going to hold around and carry on chopping until maybe the retail sales are out, the US retail sales are out at 130, so we'll see. So I'll press pause for now. Right, just back, and I've been off down the gym and see this dollar CAD. I gave it that other try whenever it was that went off to the gym, and as you can see, it's just rolled over again. So it was only the one lot on that, but it was another £130. So I'm now down £330 for the day, just under. But I was still willing to give this one another shot this afternoon. What time is it now? It's 20 past 12. So I will just have to wait now until we get the retail sales out, at least anyway, and see what happens. So still holding out for this one. It's just been a bit of a chop fest. If we have a look at this today, as you can see on the hourly chart, it's just been chopping around. So I'm going to have to just play a waiting game, and if it breaks up, then at some point this afternoon I will be looking to get long on this this dollar CAD. So I'll press pause for now. Okay, so the news has just come out. The retail sales figures have just come out, so we're just seeing how we're going to react, if we're going to get much of reaction. I see the euro versus the dollar has come down more, so I'm not surprised on that one off screen today. Let's have a quick look at the euro. It's just coming down off of that, but I've become a bit obsessive with this dollar CAD today. Maybe I shouldn't be, because it has been in this choppy range, but just had this view based on the daily charts, and so I wanted to see if it was going to break up this afternoon, then I'd be looking to get on the long side, but as we can see at the moment, it's just coming down a little bit, but we'll see. So I'll press pause for now. Okay, just back, and we're looking at the euro dollar because it's had a nice push down since the retail sales are out. I'm looking for it to push up towards the outer band here, and then I'll short it. Okay, so I've done it's done what we call an extreme. And I'm not looking for huge points on this, but there might be some in it, so I'll be looking to short it and then run it down. As far as stops are concerned, it will be about 10 to 15 pip stop. I'll look at that once I find out where my actual entry is going to be, but 10 to 15 pip stop. First target will be back down at this low. So, and I will be putting about 3 or 4 units in if I can get them in. So just a little bit more, and about 38, about 40. It's going to need to go to 40 easily. So we'll see if we can just get up there. So my fingers are at the ready. Actually, if I go in at 40, no, I'm going to have to put a 20 pip stop on it. To ensure that I've given it enough of a wide berth. So it's let's see if we can start edging in. Right, okay, let's get one in. So one in at 39, I said about 40. So I've got one in at 39. I'm looking to get a few more in, just on so we can get a little bit more upside. It doesn't have to. So see if I can get a second unit in a minute. It's about there. Okay, let's see if I can go back up to 39 again. Maybe I'll put a second unit in at 39 if I can get there. Close, but not yet. See, I was looking for the outer band, but we haven't quite got there. But I quite often like to get in ahead of it, because sometimes it only gets so far and then does back off. But we'll see if we can get a second unit in. Nearly. Okay, 39 again. Right, okay, so I've got 2 units in now, 39. I'm going to pop a stop. put the stop up here. I only really want it to come down to up to around the bands. It doesn't need to do another band test. So in fact, it only needs to be about 15 pips roughly. So about 55. I'll put it in somewhere in the mid range up here. So I only really want it to come to the outer band, and I want it to roll back off. If it doesn't do that, then it's doing something else. It's doing a larger retracement, and I don't know if I really want to be involved in that. So let's see first of all if I can get some more units in. Okay, 40.8. So it's a third unit in now. So I've got 3 units in now. Momentum's all down to the downside, so everything is lined up. It's just a case of whether it wants to do a larger retracement or not. So we shall see. So I've got the third unit in. I'm nearly ready to put the final 4th unit in. So it's about there, 40.9. Right, okay. So I've got the 4 units in now. So I'm just going to get the stops put in place, and then I'll come back on the mic. But I'm going to put the stop up around about in those mid 50s, mid to upper 50s. We're in around about an average of around about 40. So yeah, about 57. So about 17 pips. I'll press pause for now. Right, I'm just going to move the stop down on this euro dollar. It's just been tinkering around for a bit, so I'm going to move the stop down. I'm also watching dollar CAD again off screen with the guys in the trading room, so might trade that. It's just putting a bit of a spike candle in just into the last 2 minutes though, so maybe I won't. But it's interesting nevertheless. So anyway, the stop I'm going to move down to 54 on this euro dollar. Right, I'm going to give this a long there on dollar CAD. Just gone long at 40. With a unit. I've got to put a decent stop in though, so I'm probably going to have to put a stop down. It's only with 1 unit, so I'm going to put a stop down at 15, so a 25 pip stop back into this range, and hopefully I don't get stopped again. So I'm putting a stop down at 15, and we'll see if this thing can go. I'm looking at targets up towards 140, so about 60 pip target. If I can get it. It has just hit the daily pivot, so that is a bit of resistance there. So it's just reacting off of that, but it started scooping up with some momentum, and so I want to see if this can generally push up some more. So we shall see. I've been looking for this all day on this dollar CAD. It started moving up now, and it's now a case of seeing if it can follow through, or if it's going to come back, stop me out again, and then still go up again later. We shall see. But for now, I've gone long dollar CAD. 1 unit. Let's have a look at this while I'm and I'm going to put that stop in at 15. Let me quickly put that stop in whilst I'm thinking about it. 139, 39.15. Right. Let's have a quick look at this euro dollar, because the euro is holding still at the moment. It's back up at 47.48, looking like it was starting to roll down and come down for this extreme down here, but it's holding. So it could just be faffing around for a bit and then roll over. But anyway, the stops are down at 54 now, so it's about 14 pip stop, roughly speaking. I'll press pause for now. Okay, I have just been trading stopped out of that euro dollar. So I'll just bring up the P&L for that. So I've lost what's that? £400. Yep, pretty much 400 on that one. So I've lost 400 on that, and obviously the 330 from this morning on dollar CAD. Let's go to the dollar CAD, because I'm still obviously got that one position in that I've put in. Let's have a look. So it's sitting there about where I've just got in, I think. So let's bring up the deal ticket, and we'll just see what happens now, if it can push up this afternoon. Now, like I've said, even if this goes up and goes up to that, back up towards that 140 zone, it's not going to pay for the losses on the other trades, but it'll, obviously it'll help. But anyway, it's going to be a losing Friday today. It's I've been chopped up a bit this morning on dollar CAD, based on my analysis for the higher time frames, and then the euro's not helped me out there either as well. But it was a decent enough setup on the euro dollar, but it's just not happened. That's the way it goes. But it's been a good week, and this is the irony. It's been a good week for me this week. Pulled 1,100 pips on the final parts of a gold trade I've been on. I've talked about 500 pips out of some other trades on some euros. So it's been actually, the irony is it's been a good week, but it's just not a great intraday trading day today. I'll press pause for now. Okay, just back. This dollar CAD, it is coming up a bit. I've just said to the guys in the trading room, I've put that 1 unit in. If this breaks this high, then I'll add another, I'll buy it again on the break, and then I'll move the stop up on the remainder, and hopefully it doesn't just break and then come back straight back down and stop me out, but I'll move the stop up, so it'll enable me to put another unit in. So we'll keep watching this. If it does come up and breaks, we're looking at around about 55, 56. So if we see this back up at 55, 56, then I shall buy that, but I will move the stop up to, I don't know, about 30 or so. 33 by looks of things. So it needs to break and go. Okay, I think this is recording still. It is, right? Okay, looks like I'm going to have to press pause while we're waiting. I'll press pause. Hold on. Okay, right, so just back. It looking like it's about to go, so my finger is on the trigger. If it just starts to break here, I'll buy it, and hopefully I don't catch the absolute top. And then I will look to move those stops up, and I have both of the stops up at 33, and hopefully it doesn't then want to do another retracement. So it's about there, it's nearly there, so it's just, so I'll take it just as it go. It's about there, so probably about 56. If I see 56 on my ticket, there it is, go, right, in 56. I've got the second unit in just at 56, just at, oh, okay, just about the double top there, it's about breaking there. So I've got the 2 units in now. So now it's a case of, does it break? I need this thing to break now. I've got momentum rushing up beneath it. I've got the momentum going, and now it's a case of, let's get the tickets up. So there's the original ticket from when I go in at 40. There it goes. Now it's got to follow through. I'm looking for bear with me a second. Right, let's get these stops sorted out first of all. So I'm going to move that stop to 20, 139.20 on both of these tickets. So I'm just doing that off screen. And let's get the other ticket up. Right. So we've got the breakouts so far. Which I'll put this, you can see this, both of these. Hopefully you can see both of these. So I've got the 2 units in. You can see the P&Ls as they're moving. We've got the break, but it just needs to follow through. We've had a choppy day on this dollar CAD. I need to see this have that run. And sorry, I put my stops in at 20. No, the stops need to be up at 30, 32 now, don't they? Silly idiot. See, I'm managing too much here this afternoon. So I'm going to get those stops in at 32. Sorry, let's just do those off screen. Stops to 32. Good timing, Sam. Okay, so stops to 32, and we'll just see what's going to happen here if this can break up. I'm looking at the 4-hour charts, and I've got a target up at 140. It's a 4-hourly 100 MA. It's not hit it in the last couple of days. It got close. I'd still like to see it ultimately work its way up there. So it's just a case. I need it to push. I need it to get up to well, look, if we get up to 70 I know is a 4-hour R3 pivot. So if any of you guys in the trading room are in this from 40, it's 30 pips there for you. You could take half off if you wanted to. Actually, I might even do the same and then just run the remainder. Shall we do that and actually get something banked today? Let's do that. So if it can get up to 70, 70 is a 4-hour R3 pivot. So if it can push up that little bit more, then I'll take half off. There you go. So, and then run the remainder for that 140. So it'll still end up being a nice enough trade if it can get up there. I shall press pause for now. Out. Right, okay, just back. I've been stopped out again on this. I say again, well, it seems like again. Every trade I've had today, was it 3 or 4 trades today, have been stopped. So I won't be doing any more trading now. Now, it's possible that this dollar CAD, it's just, my stop has had to be moved up because of we added the extra position in, and that I'm just getting a bit stopped out a bit on the on a bit of volatility there, and it still goes up again later. But you have to get to a point when you're trading to say, enough's enough. Your day's sort of done. So just have another look. I mean, again, it's I like to say it's relatively small, but this was just the 2 units we just had. So 47 and 124, so another 160, 170. I lost 330 earlier on, so that's 334. So it's 500. So I've lost 900 today. So it's a decent down day. I haven't had a losing £900 day in quite a long time. So still well under my risk levels, but it's still a down day. So I won't be doing any more trades now. That's 4 trades today, and I shall leave it at that. Enjoy the video if you really want to have watched this all the way through, and I'll be back in touch next week. Now, there's no Friday live trading next week, so I'm in a live trade off at the London Forex show next week, so I won't be back for a couple of weeks, but I'll be back